Okay, so what we have in front of us here is these are three files. These are three files that I typically use in my workshop that you're going to see here. Now, the first one I have, this is a Nicholson. This is a Nicholson, what's known as a Nicholson double-face flat file. This is used mostly for electrical work and things like that. Like if you're, if you have solder points and things that you want to sand down. You're going to notice that the teeth and things on here, if you can see in the light here, the teeth are very small. This is a very this is not a very aggressive file. It just files away a small amount at a time. This is made by a company called Nicholson. This is mainly used for electrical work, like when I do soldering and things like that. If I have to rub soldering points down, or if I have to clean contacts to make them ready to apply solder, this is the file that I would use for that. And this is a Nicholson double-headed file. Okay, now the second file I'm going to show you, another one I use, this is known as a four-face file. You're going to see on here, there's actually four faces. Now, you're going to have an aggressive cut. Notice the wider the teeth are apart like this here, the more aggressive the file is. When they're closer together like this, it's less aggressive. Now, you're going to notice that this particular file is flat. This is designed, if you're doing flat things, like if you're doing flat surfaces, that's what this flat side's for here. And you're going to notice there's two sides. There's an aggressive side. This actually will remove much more material per swipe versus the fine side, which is over here. And this is designed if you have things that are flat. Now, if you have things that are curved, the reason this is a four-face file is if you flip it over, there's another two sides. But the difference with these sides is they're actually curved like a moon. There's an actual curve in here. So if you have a piece like this that you want to do that has a curve in it, like this right here, then this file right here will be used for a curve. If you have a curve you want to work with, or you're making curves, that's what this here is used for. They both do the same thing, more or less. They both file, but this one is more aggressive because it has fewer teeth. This one is less aggressive because it has more teeth. And that's one of the ways you can tell. You normally on files like these, normally the farther apart the spacing on the teeth is, the more material it's going to remove at one time. And then the less teeth like this, the less material it's going to remove at one time. And that's normally how you can tell on these files. If you look at the texture of the file, you can kind of tell. The aggressive ones are going to be spaced further apart like this one. There's going to be fewer of them. The closer ones together like this are going to be less aggressive. Now, understand that can vary depending on the file that you have. So that's one of the things when you order your file from whatever site you want to order it from, you want to find out the specifics of the file from the site that you're going to or the place that you're buying it. Normally they'll have that in the instructions as well to show you. Now, the last file I'm going to show you, this is known as a rat tail file. That's what this right here is called. Now, if you're going to notice, this is also made by Nicholson. Now, you're going to notice this is also round. It's like a rat's tail. Now, this is used if you have things like holes and things, for example. Like if you have a piece like this right here, and you need to file it out. That's what this would be designed for. This is used if you have to remount holes and things because it's flat like a rat tail, and that's what this would be used for. Okay? Now, these are just three of the files that I use in my shop. Now, keep in mind there's quite a few more files that you have to choose from if you go online and look up files. These are just three of the ones that I use most commonly in my workshop. Now, one of the things you're probably wondering is how do I go about cleaning these files when they get dirty? I'm going to show that to you. Okay? Okay, when I'm cleaning these files, what I like to use on these to clean the files, I use a wire brush like this one here. If you go to my video, if you go to Let's Talk Shop, look up brushes, I actually show you three different types of brushes that I use, or three or four different types that I use in my shop. Now this is the one that I use to clean the files. This has got fairly hard bristles on it, almost like wire. And what I do is when you need to clean these, you go ahead and you just take this and you just wipe your file off like this. And that will remove shards and things from your file and keep your files clean. Keep in mind that when you have a lot of debris and stuff in the files, it's gonna reduce their efficiency as far as cutting goes. So if you have, depending on the type of material, you may need to clean these more often. Now, here's one thing to keep in mind with files. If you notice on these files here, these actually have handles on them, so this isn't going to harm my hand. When I hold the file here, there's an actual handle on it, on these Nicholson files, okay? So I don't need to worry about my hand as much with these because there's actual handles on these. Now, if you have a file like this four-face file right here, typically when I'm using this, I normally would have this hand wrapped in a glove when I'm using this, because this actually can cut into your skin when you're holding this file, and also cause calluses. So keep in mind, when you're using a file that doesn't have a handle like this, you want to have a glove or something on it to help protect your hands from getting cut and things like that from the file itself. Okay, so this was just a video to show you 3 different files that I use in my workshop. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those in the comment windows below. And as always, I want to thank you again for tuning into the Cursed Place channel here on YouTube, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks again for dropping by, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.